what allowed SEG to be this successful? I mean, I'm still amazed by your, the fact that you guys were able to build to this scale without too much outside capital or going public. I mean, there's so many large panel manufacturers, mostly in China, but elsewhere too. They all struggle with profitability from time to time because the market, my experience, every 2 3 years, the balance of supply and demand shifts, and
Mhm.
those times can become really stressful for players. I guess you guys have just sailed through those with
Yeah, I think some of it's just been we've been very fortunate, obviously, with the current trade case, with the current AD/CVD case, with the current bifacial exemption 201. Obviously, for us, Indonesia is not part of that trade case. Obviously,
Mhm.
what's different about us is we're U.S. owned, U.S. based, and so we're not taking any incentives, we're not doing any of those things outside of the IRA. So obviously, we are participating in 45X with the IRA. We need that incentive to help make our facility in Texas make economic sense. But we've grown with discipline. We don't if things aren't profitable, we don't do them. I think we've been small enough to remain very nimble, and we're large enough to compete at scale with larger manufacturers. And again, we do what we say we're going to do when we do it. And so when we say we're going to do it, and so we have a track record of delivering on time at the contracted price. And I think that's what keeps people coming back. And again, as we get new customers, as there's attrition with other suppliers, and so we've continued to grow. So every year we've done more, we've been profitable every year we've been in business. And yeah, we don't take on a lot of debt. We essentially almost have no debt, and so we do fund our growth organically. Eventually, we'll get to a point where we can't do that, and we do have to potentially look at taking on some debt or some other, whether we go public, whether we take on institutional debt or anything like that, or and so we will eventually have to do that at a certain point just to continue to grow. But our philosophy has always been around not having a whole lot of debt. So we're kind of the Dave
yeah.
Ramsey of solar,
I,
and some
I
people
like
might.
that a lot. In my career, I've read quite a bit of Warren Buffett, Charlie Munger wisdom, and they also advise on operating
Yeah,
simple economics. But make money, save some, spend less than you make, reinvest, keep
yeah,
discipline.
it's true.
Talking
There's
about talking about that, let's talk a little bit about the culture of the company, and specifically, I'd like to talk a little bit about your culture, your personal culture of maybe somewhat unique lifestyle, so which you were sharing with me. I wouldn't mind our audience hearing that because I think there's a lot of alignment between what you do and how you live and what you do for work and things you produce in this
Yeah,
life.
I live on a farm. We grow a lot of our own food. I mean, we're not 100% self-sufficient, but we have greenhouses, we have dairy goats, we have bees, we have hogs. We raise a lot of our own meat. We grow a lot of our own food. We process the meat on site. We cure our meats, and so it's definitely a different type of lifestyle. And but I think it does also translates into how I do business and how I live on a I don't live I don't have a huge fancy house. I'm not driving a new Lamborghini or anything like that. So, got an old Subaru out in the parking lot. So, we live a different lifestyle. I live a different lifestyle. I think when you look at the culture of SEG, we don't overspend. Everyone treats it like it's their money because it is.
Yeah,
And so,
yeah.
a lot of our kind of our seed capital originated with one of our C-level executives. And so we are very thoughtful when we do spend money. I mean, we still fly, we still shop tickets, we still shop hotels and stay in reasonably priced places. I don't
Yeah.
have a lot of expensive dinners or anything like that. And so, we're
Not
very
like the Merrill Lynch days.
no, not like Merrill Lynch at all. So we're very fiscally responsible, and
Yeah.
we treat it like our money because it is, and so that's really important to us. And then I think that's another reason why you see us growing. There's we just continue to put all of those profits back into the company instead of our own pockets. And so, we've continued to grow the business, and it's why we've been able to be as successful as we have here in the US market.
What a beautiful story. Good.
Yeah,
Thanks.
happy to talk about culture too, and that the
Yeah.
workplace culture is really focused on. We're almost like we have a lot of the same feelings of kind of a still of a startup. We're still growing. We're growing rapidly. I mean, every time I look, there's a announcement for 5 new employees here, 10 new employees there, and so we're continuing to grow, but it still has a lot of the same feels as a startup and family-owned business. Everyone knows everybody very well. Again, most of us, especially our core group at SEG, we've all worked together at one point or another, whether we work together at this module company or that module company. We all were colleagues at different module companies, and we all came together here at SEG, and we get to pull that from that talent. And so I'm grateful that I get to work with a lot of friends and old colleagues from years ago today, and more and more join us over time.
Great. Well, thanks for sharing that as well. So people know here's a growing US-based, US-born, US managed module manufacturer in the solar industry, probably looking for more people to join. So this is a great resource and story for them to hear as well.